I think my mic's working. I think it's working. I think it is. All right. Hey, Scott, how are you doing, sir? I don't know if my mic's working here, so I don't know if my mic's working here. I'm trying. All right. Looks like we got good skies here tonight. All right. How are things going down in Florida tonight? Let me get a light here real quick. Oh man, I think I screwed up that Facebook group. Somehow I switched and made it private, and I think I jacked it up because I looked and there's no way. I was gonna. I don't know if it's better to leave those public or leave them private, but I know that I just found out once you change it to private, which I think I did by accident, you can't go back to public. So I don't know if that was a smart thing to do or a dumb thing to do, but that's what I did. All right, let's see here. Here we go. Oh boy, I've got my cat cam on here. It's just cameras on the cats in the front. We got a whole bevy of cats here. Yeah, I just looked. I just researched it a second ago, and it shows that once you change a group from private to public to private, you can't go back that's what it just showed me on when I went to the page. And I'm like, crap, I screwed that up. I think if that is indeed the case. Is there a way? Sadly, I've got my SeeStar out, but not in an area where I can get to NG. Ah, okay. Yeah, this is I'm in a pretty good spot here for of course it's how high in the sky here. It's 40 some degrees in the sky right now, isn't it? Yeah, we're 48 degrees up, so it's no problem here. Is there a way to share screens here on there's no way to do it, is there? On here. I'd really love to get to the point where you could share other people could share their screens too. I can't I'm on YouTube's live functionality right now. I I think on the restreaming software I've got, it could be done. You're saying my house would block it, I bet. Let me try it real quick. Yeah, so that's it's northeast, right? It would be really interesting to see how it compares. I had last night, I went for a really tough object late last night. It was oh, what was the name of it? I don't remember now. There's something really obscure that I tried to I can't remember the name of what I did now. They could go in here and find it. Somebody else got in there. Whoever jumped into the stream, they're welcome. Let me get rid of this. Get out of Astropheric real quick and see if I can find what I got the other night here. Give me just a second. Into the gallery here. Oh, come on. Let's see. I don't have it now. I was going to show what I got the other night, but I have it on the iPad, not on this device. So we're out of luck on that. Get out of here. Go back. Let's see. Let me step outside and see if I can move the scope and check in cloud. All right. We'll get a lot of backfeed. That's my camera. That's the cats. There's what's going on. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Okay, so we are. Let's do a denoise here and see what we get. Let's save that off. I wonder if I get on Restream, if I can do that. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Of course, the clouds have moved in. Arg. Dang it. Yeah, I'm looking pretty good here, I think, tonight. Oops. That's zoned in. There we go. Oh, what's the weather call for the rest of the week down there? Okay, we're in. Partly cloudy temps going back into the high 70s. So we've had our winter, I guess. I think that's true here as well. I think winter's about over with here. Like I say that I should not say that, but it's going to get in the 50s here this week. So any of the snow that's out there will be gone by the end of the week. Let's see here. I've had all sorts of technical issues. I'm on a backup computer tonight. Yeah, we're going to get 53 by Friday, but sunny, sunny. Looks like after Wednesday, it's going to get pretty bad. So my stargazing is going to be tonight and maybe a little bit tomorrow night, maybe it looks like. Hey, welcome. I see several people jumped in here. Welcome, welcome. We are capturing tonight just a live impromptu live. NGC 2403. It's in the Northeast. It's also known as Caldwell 7. It's right where I'm at. It's 49 degrees above the horizon in the Northeast right now. And you could see it if you got some binoculars out. It'd be a smudge in the sky, I think, if you saw it. But here it is in the SeeStar right now, and we are 30 minutes of exposure into it. So 30 minutes at 10-second exposures on the SeeStar means what? That's 184 pictures right now. 184 pictures. Scott in the chat says, I'm not even sure I could get M42 with these clouds. You know, well, that's pretty bad. You're out of luck then tonight, aren't you? Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, it's looking good. It is looking good. So that's 31. What did I say? 100 it's 186 then right now. My math when people are watching, I'm really bad about the math on this. So 680, 186, 187 now into it. It's easier just to say how many minutes or how much time of exposure you've got, I think. I have not tried the planning mode. Have you tried the planning mode yet, Scott? I have not done it yet. I've played with it, but I have not done it yet. I saw somebody ask about a video on the station mode for the SeeStar, but there's videos on there. I need to answer that gentleman. There's videos on the app that show you how to do that, but I need to maybe answer him. Scott says it was clear earlier, and I was trying a tiny little object, NGC 40, the bow tie. Man, that thing is tiny. What direction is that? NGC 40. Cannot type when people are watching either, huh? 46 degrees up for me. It's in a good spot for me. It's looking good. NGC 40. Man, that thing is tiny. Yeah, it doesn't even show a picture of it on here, does it? I've not tried planning though. Yeah, I haven't got around to trying it. I don't really see the need, I guess, for the way I observe right now. And there's enough people trying it. Oh boy, I hope I didn't jack that up. There we go. We're back. Okay. Looks like we got a couple other people in here still. Feel free to introduce yourselves. We are just having a little fun with the SeeStar tonight, trying to image NGC 2403. And it is not quite to the meridian here. It's 49 degrees in the sky, and it won't be there till a couple hours here. It won't flip the meridian on us. I have not seen any satellites on the Stellarium, and maybe it doesn't show it on the on this. We have to get it on the other app. I saw somebody on a Facebook group today that they captured a satellite that's defunct in the sky, and they tracked it to exactly what it was. It's like a satellite that went dead in like the 1970s, like 1974. It was pretty cool if that's what they actually captured. That was pretty neat, I thought. Okay, let's see if we get some satellites this way now. Okay, we were right there. Okay, good. Hoping to really hear from Scott, or not Scott, Steve down in as well tonight. He should have gotten his SeeStar by now. I'm curious if he had clear skies to get it out over the weekend. How are you doing, Kevin? Okay. Yeah, it's saying my connection's unstable now too. That's no good. So we got clouds in Florida. So we got. Hope Steve did get his scope. I think he mentioned he thought maybe Friday, right? Over the weekend. Hopefully he got it. Like there we go. I got to zoom in a little bit to get the Starlinks. Little sad. It won't be in the image though, will it? It won't be in the image. Cosmos 7 flying through there. Let's see what we're looking like on a denoise here. Come on, people, don't be shy. Hop on the live chat. Yep. Come on and introduce yourself. Hey, Kevin, my bandwidth is probably out. If you're still in there, just hey, welcome, welcome. Come on in. If you're a SeeStar user or not, come on in. Yeah, my bandwidth's probably killing me here. Oh boy, my bandwidth's just killing me here. I can tell when my bandwidth's not working when. There we go. There's a Starlink coming through. There's 6 folks in there. Come on and introduce yourselves. If you've got a SeeStar or not, come on in. You're welcome to come on and ask questions or share your use of a SeeStar, whatever you want. We are replicating that right there, right now. I wonder if Kevin must have got out of there. He was in there. I lost him. I can't tell if he's in there. There's no way in these chats to find out who's still in and who's not, who's in and who's not in. Looking really good. Yeah, yeah. That stinks. It really stinks. You're probably clouded out for the night then, huh? But we are looking good here. I had a guy on one of the SeeStar groups. I posted a picture, and he was questioning whether it was real or not because he asked whether I was using equatorial mode, and I said no. And then he asked a couple other questions because I told him it wasn't edited beyond the denoising and what I do on the phone. And then he noticed that it was a cropped image, and I think he was questioning whether it was really a picture off the sea star or not, but it was. "Hey, Kevin, good. Okay, you shot the horse head last night. I couldn't get the denoise icon to show up. Figured out there was an update needed. It worked. Really? That's interesting. And it worked after the update." I'm getting ready to do a video on an interesting topic about denoising. I'll show you what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is I'm trying to, I'm all for it. Mm, my bandwidth just sucks. Okay, maybe you can hear me now. I am in the middle. I'm putting together a video I'm going to do on not the horse head, but on the Orion Nebula, on how different all the pictures people take of it are based on all the editing they do. I'll show you what I mean here. Let me get rid of that for a second. And it's I'm all for everybody doing whatever they like to with their astrophotography. That's fine. Except I pull up and I think it's interesting all the different images that people take and I'm using Orion right now, and it's really interesting in that I found this. That's a picture of this is really interesting to me. So that's the picture of the Orion Nebula in 1901 from Yerkes Observatory in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Yeah, that is really strange. I've never had anything like that happen. Um, so if you look at the that's the Orion Nebula in 1901 from Yerkes Observatory, and that's in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And then theirs in 2015. So it's just showing the difference in how it looks from that big refractor up in southern Wisconsin versus an image of 2015. But then I started pulling, and I'm looking at this is where the question is that I want to answer is what how do people view astrophotography? Is it science? Is it art? Is it both? There's another image I pulled off that someone took. And it's interesting, the art that people put into what they do with it. There's a fantastic picture. What's really real here though is the question I've got. And I'm a colorblind guy, so it's a stupid question for me to be asking in the first place. But when I look at all the pictures, and I know they're significantly different how people edit them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what's really real here? And that gentleman did a great job. To you guys that can see actual colors, I don't know. That's different colors than I would normally. I don't know what those are. It's either a green or a blue. Is that at all what? I'll just say I'm kind of more of a purist, and it's like I like to see it just as it comes off the scope, and then maybe do some light editing to pull out the details the best I can. But I think there's a whole other side of this is it's taking it to an art form that we take the image, and this is a fantastic image, but it looks to me, and this isn't I'm not trying to be negative about anybody, but that looks like like a airbrushed picture on the front of a magazine, And that's not me really, and that's probably partially because I'm just not good at it. I don't take the time to edit to that level. But that's like an airbrushed picture to me. Again, no disrespect. No disrespect at all. Kevin, I'm with you. I don't feel the need for advanced editing. Maybe someday. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe it's me just I'm jealous because I don't have those kind of skills. But I prefer the image, like this, and then taking it out, like you're seeing right here on NGC 2403. That maybe do some light editing with it, and that's really it. But I mean, look at all the different ways just with the Orion Nebula, how people edit them. That's a great picture too. That one looks probably a little more real to me than than the other ones. This looks more like one that's right off the scope, right? That might be one on my own. I can't remember. Nope, that's not my latitude and longitude. That's not mine. So I was just capturing a few pictures of them out there, and just the question is, I'm really curious of people that get into this hobby. How many are what I would call a purist? That's a great picture in my mind. I don't know what colors those are, but that's radically different from that is radically different from this one in my mind. Which one's better? I don't know, right? But that's a great picture. I think it comes down, are you a purist, or is it are you a purist, or do you see it as an art form as well? And there's nothing wrong with either way. Scott says there is processing and there's way over processing. Yeah. And that's some of those, it just I doesn't, again, I appreciate the skill it probably took to do that, but that's stepping a little too far over to the into the art side of it for me. I think I just prefer the natural. That's just my perspective on it. And I'm pretty, I try to be respectful. When people post things like that, it's like, wow, that's way over processed in my mind. But I'm not going to say anything or call them out on it, because this hobby can be whatever you want it to be, right? So, did you get a good picture of the horse head, Kevin? Are you still on there or not? I'm curious how it turned out for you. My bandwidth just stinks. Real good. How can I send it? Um, so not to so we created a Facebook group with the intent of, because I don't know how else to do it, to share photos of people that join here, and maybe they can quickly throw it on there. I don't know another easier way to do it other than by sending it by email. So, however you prefer, you can either hop onto the Facebook group that Scott volunteered me to be the administrator of. Just kidding. I kind of roped him into being an administrator, or you could send it to an email and we could pull it up that way. What do you prefer? Scott's gonna kill me because he's gonna kill me because he volunteered me. He volunteered me to be part of that group. If you want to send it to this email address, just put it in the chat. If you want to shoot it there, I'll pull it up real fast. Let me know when you send that, and I'll pull it up and kind of look at it. I'm surprised Scott hasn't reprimanded me there on my comment there. It asked when I created that group. It said, it made recommendations on how to set it up, and I thought, hey, Scott's in here. I'm going to throw him on, and he accepted. So he's an administrator now. He's got more experience with it than I do, anyway. Well, you had to accept it, so not 100%. You did accept it. You did accept it. Let me see if the image is coming through yet on the email. Was putting the sea star to bed. Okay. I'm getting a little mine looks a little blurry here right now. Maybe it's just me though. The brightness down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Take your time. Yeah, I think that was a real tactical error on my part, Scott, when I changed that from a public to a private group. I asked the AI in the group there how to change it back, and it told me I can't do it. Once you once you've made it private, you've made it private. So, oh well. But still, I think it's a cool way to quickly share photos for everybody to see. We got 5 folks in here. Introduce yourselves. Feel free to introduce yourselves. Not sure you saw or not, but I did put the pic of NGC40 in the Facebook group. Ah, okay, great. I'm pulling it up right now. So you're a better marketer than I am too on this. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, cool. Very cool. 12 whole minutes. Oop. Let's see. It says that sucks. You can't change it back. I thought you could unless you had an X number of people in the group. Yeah, I don't know. When I asked the AI, where was it here? Where is it at? Where's it at? I just did it before I hopped on here. Group settings, and there was somewhere you could ask the AI questions. Was it at the top? Yeah, I really jacked that up. I don't remember where it was now, but I'm certain it said that once you changed it from public to private, you screwed yourself. So I screwed myself. Oh well, not that big a deal. All right. So I'm still debating. I've been debating all weekend here, going back and forth on the next scope to get for me, and I'm still leaning towards the Celestron. I'm so tight with money. I'm just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I'm wanting to make sure that's what I really, really want to do. But I'm needing to. Okay, Kevin, let me check real fast. Got it. Yes, sir. I got it. Oh wow, that's a beauty. Wow. Look at that. So you got it 63 minutes in on that. That's beautiful. That's fantastic. That looks really, really good. It seems like your horse, you got it really the horse head you got really nice and dark too. That's in mine, I don't know. Maybe it is. I can't remember if it's that dark or not, but that's a really great image. And that was just 63 minutes. And you just did light editing on that, I assume? It looks like just probably some denoising and a little bit on your native app on your phone. It's a fantastic image. See, that's one I would I don't know how you guys are, but over Christmas I went out and I took the best of my images of 19 light editing. Great. I took the best of the images I took in 1920 of 2024, and I went to well, I did it at Walmart. Went and I had some images printed off there, nice and cheap, and framed them up and gave them to my kids for Christmas gifts and put gift certificates in them. But that one looks like that's gift worthy to me that I would give to my kids. So that's a really good image. Let's get out of there. Keep watching here. We got 5 folks on here. Feel free to come on and introduce yourself. If you have questions or comments, or maybe you're better at this than I am, and that wouldn't be hard to do with astrophotography or your SeeStar or whatever astronomical device you have. Come on in and share. We're a pretty friendly group. If you have questions, comments, whatever, come on in. I am planning. You guys may be interested in this. So I've been planning for a long time. Of course, I'm going to do the Dempster Highway here later this year. But one thing I'm wanting to do, my wife and I are going to go out to. We're going to go out to Great Basin National Park in March or April, rather. Sorry. And I don't know if y'all have ever been there before, but it's supposed to be some of the darkest skies in the entire country. So we are actually going to go out there, and we're going to fly into Vegas, but we're going to drive up there. And there's actually, if you're familiar with this, I apologize, but you can actually, there's a train they'll take you into the middle of Great Basin for astronomical viewing. And I'm going to plan to do that here in the latter part of March. Here is my goal. Scott says, not SeeStar related, but I found a really nice dual speed focuser for your 10-inch Dob. Looks to be a drop-in replacement, so that's a plus. Did you find that on cloudy nights, Scott? I gotta figure out how to get a cloudy nights too. It's been a long time, so I get in there real fast. That's great. Is it? Gosh, it's been so long since I've messed with focusers like that. What was the? Who was the guy who had the company that made the focusers like Dobbs Knobs or something like that? I can't remember the name of it. Let me get in here real fast. Over the weekend, let's see here. Scott says cloudy nights for the win. Kevin says over the weekend at 5 degrees, I had nothing but trouble, battery issues, focus, tracking issues, too cold, 25. Yeah, I noticed last night for me, the SeeStar. So you can see right now I'm at 65% on it. It charged. It got back to 100% and held 100% all night. And it was probably 25 degrees here as well, and it was that was a welcome change because it was pretty painful. It was pretty painful otherwise. Let's see. I've got to change my password real fast here to get in. Oh, their password recovery process for cloudy nights is something, isn't it? It's kind of complicated. If you do not request it, activate it. Oh, okay, got to activate it. Get in here. The SeeStar needed a the SeeStar needed a coat. Yes. Oh, let's see. You need to be in the email that was. I did that. Did that. Am I in? Ah, it's a pain. Cloudy nights makes it really, really hard to change their passwords. There it is. User. My God, the validation key to get in. It'll ask you a user ID number. Okay, let's try it again. User ID. 4. I don't know how in the world I'm going to get this long password in here. Give me just a second here. We're at 50. I don't think I've had a stack fail yet, probably because of the location here. We're looking good there. Hold on just a second here. Trying to get into cloudy nights real fast, and I don't remember. It's been so long since I've been in there. Cloudy nights password. Got it. Okay. My new password's that. Okay. Get in there. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, let me in. Kevin says, "Will be nice this summer when we can relax outside with the mosquito." Yes, it will. All right, I am in Cloudy Nights finally. Okay. I have not been in here in ages, and I need to get back in here to start. Maybe I can find a good deal on a Celestron in here. I doubt it though. Uh, you found me in the SeeStar community portion of the app. Oh, great. Okay, yeah. I finally just started. Finally started to publish a few of my images on there, so I can do the same there for you, right? Station mode, and I'll be inside away from the bloodsuckers. Okay, so I assume I can follow back here, right? Yep, there we go. Got it. Awesome. Yeah, it's you got some. Don't they say the state bird where you're at, Kevin, is the mosquito? If I remember correctly. Oh, let's see. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in here. Yeah, I was trying to sell a Star Adventure a couple of years ago in here. And everybody's trying to get my price down on it, so I didn't. That's probably the last time I logged in here. It's been a couple of years. I need to get more active in here though. Um, let's see. So yeah, I was saying earlier, we're going to head out to Great Basin. I don't know if anybody's been out to Great Basin National Park, but it's supposed to be just fantastic if you go out there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the National Park Service actually has a program where they have an astronomy program where they bring scopes out, and it's supposed to be some of the darkest skies in the country. And then I'm gonna bring my Sea Star out there and just see what I can do. And they actually take you into the middle of the park at night on a train. The last I knew, so my wife and I are gonna do that, and we're gonna see what we can see. But there's a lot of rules I know they have in place for that. I think Kevin is look for a roof monkey that would be. I don't know how to do that. You don't follow anybody here, do you? In Cloudy Nights. I don't even know how. I've always just messed with the classifieds there. I've never really done much else. I think Kevin's outside of Minneapolis, right? If I remember correctly, or Minneapolis. Is that right, Kevin? Uh oh. Uh oh. I'm in trouble. I got to re-verify. It's been so long since I've been to Cloudy Nights. Oh boy, and I got to go back to my email. They're going to send me through the whole rigmarole here. Yep. Okay. Let me get back in. I got to be re-verified. Click this link to re-verify. Cloudy Nights is like working with the United States government here. My goodness, they are strict. Yeah, okay, I guess I'm in again. Great, great, great. Okay. Yeah, boy, now my browser's screwing up on me. Holy mackerel, I've got too many things going at once here. Did I kill my live? Hold on, I got so many screens going on here. I'm just a mess. I am an absolute mess. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yep. Also, Western Minnesota just arrived. Hey, there's Buzz. How are you doing, Buzz? Well, Buzz, I was trying to impress everybody with my know-how on the computer. Uh, we are imaging right now tonight. It's called NGC 2403, which is a galaxy that's in the northeast sky. It's northeast, and it's really dim. You could actually see it with binoculars, but it is in the northeast. Um, the gentleman you see on here, these are some really good. Yep, yep. Um, the other gentleman on here, we don't have near the crowd you get, so appreciate you being here. Buzz is a great guy for anybody in the stream here. He's got a fantastic channel out of the Cleveland area, and he was gonna get a C star, but I think that he opted not to do it and to hold off and maybe wisely, maybe waiting for the price to come down at some other point. But appreciate you seeing you in here, Buzz. So what we're doing is we're looking at the let me go to Stellarium real quickly here. This is a really faint object, and it's really kind of neat to be able to pull it up. And it's in the northeastern sky for us in NGC 2403. Oops, got the wrong one. And if you look outside, I don't know how the weather is where you're at in Cleveland right now, but it it's near Mars in the eastern sky. If you go a little bit north of there, you'll see it there. It's fantastic. Buzz is still thinking about getting one. I see on there. These other gentlemen on here might be able to make thought what happened last fall, and the prices may be pretty reasonable, um, but keep your eye out for a great deal. I was just on a site called Cloudy Nights that sells where a lot of people swap and trade astronomical equipment. You may be familiar with it. I know you've got a scope already. Um, but it's I don't know if you're on there. So for the other gentleman on here, Buzz has a page that he's dedicated to his life in retirement, and that's how I became acquainted with him. And there's a fantastic page, Buzz. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called Cloudy Nights, and it's probably one of the leading sites on the internet for buying astronomical. It's a swap. It's like a swap shop, right? And you go out to classifieds and look for people that are selling scopes, buying scopes, or whatever, and getting some pretty good prices on them. You can see here. And I know, Buzz, I forget you've got a refractor or a small reflector. I forget you had it out in one of your videos. I can't remember what it was though in your garage. Yep. Scott's Buzz Scott's a great guy down in Florida. He's got cloudy night tonight though, so he can't see anything in the sky tonight. And then Kevin's out in western Minnesota. We've got other folks in here. Some of them are just shy, maybe just looking in and hey, that's fine. That's great. You had the 8-inch Dob. That's right. Yep. Found me on cloudy. Okay, thank you. I didn't know you could friend people on cloudy nights, Scott. I'll look on there. Fantastic. You got the 8-inch Dob, and you have that on the regular Dob mount, I assume. It's got like what's got like the nylon or whatever to move it around on the typical on the traditional Dob base. Let's go through here and do denoising. So anybody on here who's new to this, and I see there's 11 folks on here now. Within the SeeStar, there is an enhancement they made. Gosh, I don't know, maybe about a month ago now. That this image is coming right off. So let me describe what's happening here real quick. So let me move over here where I can see a little bit better. So what's happening is that outside my house right now, there's this little SeeStar. You're on the carousel, yeah? Okay. Oh, it's a good question, Scott. For Buzz, Buzz asks says it's on the carousel, and then Scott asks, "Is that homemade or a brand name?" And I can't remember what it was, Buzz. It looked like I don't remember. It was a dark tube on it. I don't remember what brand it was though. In any case, this in the app, once you so I've been imaging this. It's called Caldwell 7 or NGC 2403, and there's an option on here to denoise, which it'll get rid of some of the noise inherent with astrophotography and hot pixels and things like that, and just the noise that you pick up. So it's really easy. You go to denoise. Let's see. Scott asked homemade or brand name, and Buzz says, "Oh, it's an Aperture. Oh, Apertura. Is it Apertura? Yeah. Yep. I've got one of their refractors, 75 millimeter, and it's pretty nice. So there is after the image is denoised, you can click this button and it'll show you the before and the after. So before, that's what it looked like, and there's the after. And you could go down here and edit either the brightness or the contrast saturation. You could crop it and you could just save it right off to your phone or whatever your device you're capturing this on. Very simply like that. Scott says they make very decent scopes for sure. And then Buzz says, yeah, starter scope for sure. I can't, Buzz, I know where you mentioned, I think you're near Olmsted Falls, right? My sister lives not too far from you. So I'm sure the lights of Cleveland or something. We may have had this conversation before, but Scott's down in the Tampa area and he's probably got pretty similar skies and he can gets pretty good pictures off of our images off of his. I've got some that he's sent. So this, I'm trying to find some you sent me earlier on, Scott. I don't have them off the top of my head. Buzz's retirement. He says some of my eyepieces cost more than the scope. I think that's probably that's true for me as well. There's some Mead eyepieces I have that are probably worth more than the scopes that I had as well. Yeah, I forget, Buzz. Did you say you've got 1.25 diameter for your eyepieces? I've got a bunch of. I think I mentioned to you. I've got a bunch of Mead. Not a bunch. I've got a handful of. You probably have the same ones. Some Plossels that I've got that I just and the Barlow and all that stuff that they come with. Let's go back to the image here. So we're doing good here. I am now at. All right, put me on the spot, gentlemen. I am now at. We're 1 hour, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So that is 360, 378, 382 pictures now, right? That's 382 pictures stacked. Kevin says, so more focal length is better for planets. What would you consider within reason? Uh, oh boy, that's a great question. I think that is this the only scope you have? Is it the SeeStar, Kevin? I forget. I mean, when I think about that, so the first scope, the first scope I had was a 10-inch Meade Starfinder, and the focal length. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like I don't know 2000 or something like that, and it was just fantastic because you could it was an f10 as I remember correctly. So I don't know, somewhere around 2000 millimeters is what I would consider. And I'm not an expert at it, but that's what I had. What was your Coulter 13-1, Scott? You rebuilt one on truss stop. Right? Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so it's your first one. I there's a what's the Celestron that's a little smaller. It's a good starter scope for planetary here. I just saw somebody get one off of on one of the Facebook groups, and they were just talking about look it up real fast here, and it's fairly inexpensive too. And then, what you're asking is like after they after they get the sea star, they get the bug, and they want to get something else, and so they start to ask that same question, which is really the best one to get for planetary, because you'll take the sea star and they'll start to first get Jupiter, and they'll look at it and see how really small it is, and they're trying to find that one from it's a Mac, I think. Let me find it here real fast. And you may already it's a 127, I think. Is that right, Scott, if you remember correctly? Let me try to find that bad boy. Let's see if we can find it here. Well, my bandwidth is just it's what I get for living out in the middle of nowhere, I guess. Oh, I can't remember the name of the one that's the Celestron that's really good for that. The Scott, the question Kevin had is what's a good scope for a good focal length for planetary. Buzz says was thinking getting a Teleview eyepiece, but I get this? But I can get the C Star for the same money. Totally different scopes. I understand, but I want to try astrophotography. Yeah, the Televiews aren't. They're not going to be inexpensive, right? I'll tell you what, Buzz. Honestly, I watch people on the Facebook groups for SeeStar who have, and somebody else chime in here. So Scott or Kevin or anybody else in here is that they find themselves, and it's true for me. I've got an Aptura refractor. I rarely take it out anymore. I rarely take it out, and the way I mentioned before that the SeeStar is so inexpensive. If you grow out of it, I'm sure you could sell it. And if you got time, the SeeStar does remote viewing and auto tracking. Hey, Photon Rookie, how are you? We've got crystal clear skies in Southwest Virginia. Both the SeeStar 30 and 50 are now out imaging for the night. Life is all good. Hey, welcome. I've I subscribed to your page, Photon Rookie. You've got some really cool stuff going on there, and I'm a little jealous of your skies probably there in Southwest Virginia. Scott says for eyepieces, check out the Explore Scientific line. I have a number of them, and they are great. That's for Buzz, I think. They're considering the Teleview eyepiece. I gotta say, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm glad Photon Rookie's here. Thanks for hopping on. That you've got the 30 and the 50, and I think it's a great observation of somebody if somebody's considering hopping over. So we've got a gentleman on here from the Cleveland area who I think is he's got good. I think I don't want to describe it for you, Buzz. But you've got a decent level of understanding of astronomy, and you've got a Dob, but you were thinking about maybe getting a C star, and you've held off on it for the time being. I think the real question I would have is if I was going to get a C star, is would I get the 30 or the 50? And I'd really be interested, Photon Rookie. How do you feel about that? If you were starting over and you were just getting into this, would you go for the now that the S30 is out there? Would you get the 30 or the 50? Because I think, I don't know if I was doing it again and I was starting out, and I'm looking at a Celestron right now, a larger one, and I might keep my C star, but I keep thinking about gifting it to my grandkids, so I'm not sure. Uh, but I don't know the 30. I'd go with the 30 or the 50. So the 30 for the extra focal length, or that Dwarf 3 really still intrigues me as well. But Scott says, Kevin, you want a scope that will do what the Sea Star does, but also the planets. That's going to be a little pricey. Yeah, to get that, it's going to be very pricey indeed. Photon Rookie says they both complement each other. If I could only have one, it'd be the S50. Okay. How long have you had the S30, Photon Rookie? That's a Man, that's a great comment that if you only have one of them, you'd stay with the S50. Why do you say that? And I don't have the S30, so I can maybe imagine why, but I'm curious what your reasons are why. So I'm not paid by these guys at all, but I like I I like them a lot. They've never done me wrong, and it's the only reason I'm pulling up their site right now. But I'm not paid by them or necessarily endorse them. I just like their site here. That's the wrong thing I've got there. It's from a video I was messing with today. These guys, so High Point Scientific, and I would pull up the S30. Let's see. Photon, they both complement. Buzz says my Mead 21 millimeter 100 AFO is my favorite EP. Okay, awesome. And hey, Stan from Two Rivers Observatory, thanks for joining in, sir. Hey, you all, Kevin. If you want planets, you need lots of focal length. The bigger, the better. Yep. Thanks for jumping in, Stan. Yeah, I was saying that to me, you want 2,000 at least. I think to get started, right? That's what I'm thinking. So that and for Buzz out there, I'm not sure you're familiar with. I think I mentioned last fall that the S30 was coming out. It's actually cheaper. It's over $100 cheaper than the S50. But it's a very interesting comment that Photo Rookie or Photon Rookie makes that he or she would, I'm assuming he would opt for the S50 if you could only have one. Yeah, because of that focal length difference, right? Okay, that's good. That's interesting information to have. So if you had a one, you would go with the S50. Kevin says, "Will be interesting what the next SeeStar will do. Rumors may be by the end of the year." That's the thing that's so in ZWO is just changing the expectations people have for what these smart telescopes can do, and their innovation is just way ahead of the curve. They're always pushing it and pushing it. Yeah, that's the new model. It's just the things that they're doing, just everybody's met the equatorial things maybe they're talking about. It's pretty amazing for the price point that for the price point they're charging for this, for all the capabilities that are inherent with it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty remarkable. Yeah, early in the evening, and I'm in Central Time, so from say 6, I don't think I've seen hardly any. It's the same thing again tonight. It's just there's nothing now coming through. But boy, if I'm gonna get a Starlink trail through an image or a satellite trail through an image, it's gonna be that time of night, and it's just not happening right now, which is really interesting to me. Let's try denoise. There we go. My bandwidth's a little funky here again, darn it. There you see before. So if you haven't seen it before and how the denoise works, it shows you the view, and you can click the comp button and see what it looks before and after, and then save a picture off to your device, whether it's a phone or your iPad or whatever it may be. Scott says, "Oh, just buy the Celestron Origin." So if anybody's not familiar, I would call the Celestron Origin. Well, it's for sure the most pricey smart telescope, I think, is it not, for consumers? So about a $4,000 scope. And oddly enough, if you go on to the Facebook groups for the Celestron Origin, if you go onto the Facebook groups for the Celestron Origin, the number of people complaining about them, and again, I'm not casting aspersions one way or the other on Celestron because I don't own one, but just based anecdotally on what I see about there's a lot of people that complain about them. I think I would complain if it didn't work perfectly. I think one person even commented, "It's like, why did I even get this?" There's people out there with sea stars getting just as good images out there. Though there's some pretty nice images coming off the Celestron Origin, I have to say. It's some pretty amazing pictures coming off of there. But, I probably won't be getting a Celestron Celestron Origin very soon, or I may have some marital issues if I try to do that. So we're looking good here. We are now, I don't know if I've had any stack fails. We are at 180. I always this is S50, $100 cheaper. Somebody just bought that's I wish my buddy Buzz. He just got his I think he ordered it from AliExpress on last week actually. And I'll be curious. I couldn't speak to whether maybe it's broken or not. I've never ordered anything alignment yet. And I started to do it, but I backed off. So I maybe there's somebody on there's probably 4,000 reasons why. I think yeah, I wonder, have you looked on cloudy nights, Buzz? I'm assuming if somebody throws a sea star on cloudy nights, it's probably just gobbled up like nobody's business. It probably goes very, very far. Are you on cloudy nights at all, Buzz, if you don't mind me asking? Buffering like crazy. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I think I've got some bandwidth issues on Starlink here tonight. I'm only on by s- I'm only on by s- on this on the by Starlink. Oh yeah, they're pretty proud of their prices on here. It looks like new S50, $400, 400 with a leveler, 400. Looking for one for 350. That may be the same person selling over and over. I don't know. They're a little bit off on cloudy nights. Yes, but I'll probably buy a new one. Yeah, I don't know them to. I just soon buy something like that new as well. I just don't. I wish Steve was on here. He could probably speak to that about buying one from Allie like that. I'm curious. There's a lot of experience on here too. Buzz, have you considered the Dwarf 3 as well or not? Yeah, my bandwidth's horrible here. Let's see where we're at on Caldwell here. We're still not at the Meridian yet. Let's see. Scott says I would be concerned about buying it from AliExpress, but that's just me. Buzz says no, you never showed that one. I don't know if anybody on here has the Dwarf 3, but it's really intriguing too for some of its capabilities. And I think the price points, I forget the Dwarf 3 might be a little cheaper, but I've been very tempted to get that one as well instead of the S30. But chain of the sky, they got a picture of it. And it's a love hate thing with me with Starlink. It's the absolutely the only way I can get the internet out where I'm at. So that's the only way I can do any of this, and you can tell it's not perfect here, especially this time. And ah, well, my upload's fine, or my download's fine for where I'm at. So it's not that; it's that upload's just killing me here. All the kids are doing their homework right now and chewing up all the bandwidth at home. Uh yeah, boy, this I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna have to bail out here soon because it is a seeing his satellites every night when I have the scope out is interesting. Buzz says, "Yeah, it's with the." Does somebody help me out here? You could actually with the S30 and with the dwarf, you could track that, right? You could track, especially a photon rookie. That would be kind of cool to do. Thanks, Buzz. Thanks for coming on. All right. This bandwidth is just horrible, and I am so sorry, but I've really enjoyed talking with you guys. But it's I'm getting buffering every minute here, so I'm gonna have to probably bail here. Scott says, "Hey, everyone, don't forget to subscribe. It does help the algorithm." I do appreciate that. Um, and there's a lot of other folks in here definitely worth following as well. Buzz is an awesome person to follow. He's got really good videos, and Photon Rookie's great as well. And Stan, Scott, all these guys, great channels, great folks. So yeah, follow them and clear skies to everybody. I'm probably gonna have to go here and because it's just this bandwidth's horrible. And I do appreciate everybody jumping on here and hopefully I can get more bandwidth the next time. So cheers, everyone. And I'm gonna go here. Thank you all very much and have a good night.